everybody, my name is Allie, also known as the Freckled Yogi, and today we are going to be doing a 20-minute energizing yoga practice. So let's get to it. All you'll need is a mat. If you have props, always good, but not required. We're going to start standing at the top of our mat, feet right beneath the shoulders, a little bit of softness in those knees. Crown of the head lifts up to the sky and the shoulders relax down your back. Go ahead and inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, begin to bend at the knees, bring the hands down to the heart and forward fold, letting the crown of the head hang heavy down towards the earth. Letting the breath make its way up to your belly. Next breath in, go ahead and straighten the legs. Reach the crown of the head forward, pressing the tailbone back, creating a nice long line through the spine, chin to the chest, tips of the ribs pull in. Go ahead and soften at the knees and press those hands back down into the earth. Step back to a high plank. Go ahead and drop the knees down onto the mat, finding the knees right beneath the hips and the hands beneath the shoulders. We're going to take a big circle with the torso, going in one direction. And then go ahead and reverse those circles. Find some stillness in the hands. Go ahead and flip the fingertips to the sides or the edges of the mat and continue to shift the weight left and right. Coming back to stillness, flipping the fingertips in, palm face up to the sky. If you need to lessen the stretch, you could always bring the backs of your hands to the tops of the thighs. Keep breathing all the way down to your belly. Flip the fingertips back to the top of the mat. Next breath in, begin to drop the belly down. Lift the gaze up to the sky. And as you exhale, round through the back body, pulling the chin into the chest. Inhale, belly down, gaze comes up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Returning to your neutral back, shift the weight to the left hand. Right hand comes to the back of the head. Begin to drop that right elbow down to the ground. And then go ahead and lift that right elbow up, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Drop the right elbow down and lift it up. Lower. And lift, lower, and lift. Drop the right hand down, shift the weight to the right side, left hand comes back behind the head, drop the left elbow down, and reach it up to the sky. Lower, and lift, lower, lift, and lower, and lift. Last one. And drop the left hand down. Pressing down through the tips of the fingers. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes under. Begin to press the hips back. Push down into the palms and lift the knees up, pulling the belly in to the back body. Begin to lift those hips all the way up and back. Feel free to pedal the knees, wiggling the hips a little if you'd like. Doing whatever you need to feel a little bit more comfortable here. Next breath in, let's go ahead and shift the weight forward to a high plank. Feel free to drop the knees to the mat as you exhale, bend at the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Tuck the toes under. Lift those hips all the way up and back to your down dog. Shifting the weight forward into the hands, go ahead and walk, step, or hop the feet up to the top of the mat. Finding those feet right beneath the hips, soften at the knees, let the torso hang heavy for a fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. And maybe just enjoy the stillness. Whatever your body needs in this moment. back to a place of stillness. Release the arms, chin to the chest, and roll on up one vertebra at a time. Let the shoulders relax down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, feel the shoulders relax. Crown of the head lifts. Heel toe those feet so that they come to the edges of your mat. Inhale, reach the fingertips a little higher. And as you exhale, bring them up and over to the left. Breathing along that right side body. Pressing that left shoulder forward. One more deep inhale here. And exhale, lift the fingertips up. Inhale, lift it taller. Exhale, up and over to the right. Pressing into the left foot. Keep breathing into the left side body. And reach those fingertips all the way back up to the sky. Go ahead and lower those hands down to your heart. A little pressure between the palms. Keep the heels on your mat and take the toes onto the floor on either side. Inhale, reach those fingertips up. And as we exhale, the hands come down to the heart and the hips begin to sink down to the earth. Letting those knees press back. Sink the hips as low as they'll go. You might find that your yogi squat is a little bit more lifted. Your knees are still pressing back. Your tailbone is still pushing down. So wherever you are in your yogi squat, feel free to find a little bit of movement, wiggling side to side. And maybe you'd prefer the stillness. That's also fine. Press those hands back down into the earth and lift the hips all the way up to the sky. Heel toe those feet back in line with the hips. Hands in front of those feet. Push down through the palms and the fingertips and step back to a high plank. You're more than welcome to go right to your downward facing dog, or inhale, come forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, hips up and back. Pressing down into the tips of the fingers, letting the tailbone lift up high to the sky. Shift the weight forward, finding your way to a high plank. Begin to drop the heels to the right. Shift the weight into the right hand and let the left arm lift up. Perhaps you'd like to take a kickstand with the left foot out to the side. Maybe you'd like to take the left foot towards the right knee for a tree pose variation. Wherever you are, hold for 3, 2, 1. Left hand will lower, heels will lift up. Heels drop to the left. Right hand will lift. Take the same variation that you did on the other side. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Right hand lowers. Heels lift up. Feel free to go right to your down dog or inhale forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips up and back. Pressing down into those palms, go ahead and walk the feet up to the top of the mat. A little bend at the knees. Let the torso hang heavy. Go ahead and hold opposite shoulders. See if you can bring your chin into your chest. Release the arms down. Pull the chin into the chest and roll on up. One vertebra at a time. Finding your way up to standing. Hands into the heart. Go ahead and breathe down to the belly. Notice the warmth coming from the palms of the hands. Notice the warmth coming from the breath. Becoming aware of the movement. And begin to shift the weight into the right foot. We're going to lift up the left thigh. Go ahead and flex that left foot as well, grounding down through the hip. Shift the weight forward and begin to kick the left leg back. Drop the toes down to your mat and wiggle them back as far as you'd like. Go ahead and spiral the left heel down. So you've got a strong bend in this right leg. The knee is right on top of the ankle or maybe slightly behind. We're grounding into the pinky toe sides of the feet. And then when you're ready, bring those arms out to shoulder height. Gazing out over the right middle fingertip. Grounding into the pinky toe sides of both feet. Inhale, shift your weight forward. And as you exhale, you're going to lower the right arm down, lift the left arm up to the sky. Begin to ground down through that right palm. Now you're more than welcome to move into your side plank in a different transition, but from here we're going to ground down through that right palm and step the right leg back. If you need a different variation, you would lift up, hands to heart, lower down, and step back to your side plank as such. So find your way to that right hand for support on the earth, both those heels back at the end of the mat, and then we'll lower the left hand down, lift the heels on up, inhale, come forward, exhale, bend at the elbows, inhale, lift the chest, exhale, hips up and back. Shift the weight into the hands and tiptoe those feet up to the top of your mat. A little bend at the knees with the torso hang heavy for your fold. Go ahead and release the arms. Chin pulls to the chest and roll on up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Shifting the weight into the left foot, we'll lift up the right thigh. Flexing that right foot as well, torso begins to come forward, and we kick the right leg back. Wiggle the toes back as far as you need, and ground down through the pinky toe side of the right foot. Strong bend in this left knee. Remember, the knee can be slightly behind the ankle. Shoulders and hips are opening to the right side of your mat. We'll bring the arms out to shoulder height. Gazing out over left middle fingertip. Go ahead and inhale, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, lower the left arm down, reach the right arm up. Remember, you have the option to take your lifted and lower down to your side plank option, or from here, ground into the left palm and step the left leg back. Reaching those right fingertips up, lifting the hips, stacking the hips. 3, 2, 1. Right hand lowers, heels lift up. Feel free to go right to your down dog or inhale forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, hips up and back. Shifting the weight forward, go ahead and drop those knees down onto the mat. Untuck the toes, press the hips back, and slide the hands forward as you allow the forehead to rest down onto your mat. Notice the breath make its way down to your belly. Feeling the hips melt to the back of your mat. And shift the weight forward. Finding your hands stacked beneath the shoulders, knees beneath of the hips. With the next breath in, begin to drop your belly down to the ground, lift the gaze up to the sky. And as you exhale, round through the back body, pulling the chin into the chest. Inhale, belly down, gaze lifts up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Return to your neutral back. Go ahead and lift up to the tips of the fingers, pressing down into those fingertips. Inhale, belly down, gaze lifts up. Imagining you can touch the back of your head to your tailbone. And as you exhale, round through the back body, chin pulls into the chest. Belly comes down, gaze lifts up. And round through the back body. Keeping your hands on the fingertips, we're going to return to a neutral spine. Tuck the toes, walk the hands forward. Continue to press the chest down to the mat. Walk the fingertips over to the left side of your space. Press the right hip back. Walk the hands back in and over to the right. Press the left hip back. And walk the hands back in. Shift your weight forward. Find those palms down on the mat. Hips stack right over the knees. And then walk the hands forward, allowing the chest to melt down to the ground. Breathing up to the belly. Roll on up. Pulling the tips of the ribs in. Walk those forearms in. We're going to swing the legs around to the side and bring ourselves to a comfortable seat. Let's go ahead and pull those knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and give them a good squeeze. Lift on up, soles of the feet to touch. Allow those knees to fall down to the sides. Sitting up nice and tall, think about pressing the belly button forward. And we're going to reach that torso forward, hinging from the hips. Once you can no longer hinge any further from the hips, think about continuing to reach from the belly button, reaching the belly button towards your toes. Once the belly button can't go any further, then you may allow the torso to soften. Letting the crown of the head hang heavy. And letting the breath make its way down to your belly. Pull your chin into your chest and go ahead and roll on up. Bring yourself to an easy seat, whatever that looks like for you, whatever's comfortable. Feel yourself sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and close your eyes as you find your way there to your comfortable seat. And take your awareness back to your breath. Feeling yourself sit up just a little taller. Notice the shoulders stack over the hips. And as your crown of the head continues to lift higher up, your shoulders are able to relax away from your ears, creating more space along the sides of the neck. Take a nice big breath in together, sweep the arms up and overhead. And as we exhale, we'll bring our hands down to heart center. Another deep breath in. And exhale out. Another inhale. Exhale, release. And our final breath together this practice, we'll breathe in. And breathe out. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I love to hear your feedback. So let me know what kind of class you would like from me next. If you like these nice little short ones, this one was a little longer than last week. So let me know. Always open for any of your suggestions. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a good one.